Hello everyone, this is me, Irish Mart. As my channel name kind of implies, I'm Irish and my name is Mart. Hi Joe. Hey Miriam, thanks for joining me today. I do apologise if all of a sudden my mouth forgets to talk. This is my second live and I'm by far not a natural. I haven't yet progressed to the rank of novice. Hey Adrian, how are you? This is very strange talking to myself here. Well, no, there's people watching me. Anyways, let me have a drink to calm my nerves. Oh, thanks very much, Joe. It's an old Irish rugby shirt. I believe in getting my money's worth out of these tops. So I wore them for 10 plus years. The extortionate price they charge for sports tops these days, you need to wear them for 10 plus years. Over that, buying a new one every year. What do I talk about? See, this is it. My brain is frozen on me. Thanks, brain. Thanks very much. Oh, hi T, how are you? I'm attempting a live here and I'm nervous as hell, but sure, we'll soldier on anyway. What did I want to say? A little bit about myself. I guess would be a good starting point. Yeah, Adrian, that's right. They're all about 100 quid. It is ridiculous. I won't say which foreign football team I used to support. You'll probably be surprised to it is. It certainly isn't Liverpool or Man U, that's for sure. But what I will proudly say is I support Celtic FC, so fuck you Rangers fans. No, I'm only joking. as Joe know well, it's a private joke between myself and Joe. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't help. My eyesight fails me. Part of the aging process, your eyes don't work so good for a nearsight text. It's a bugger. Like the last few years, I managed fine. I could hold things out further away from me, but eventually you run out of arm length. That you eventually have to admit you need glasses. And for someone who never wore glasses in her life, it comes as a bit of a shock. And I'm still very reluctant to admit that I do need glasses. Oh yeah, but you moved away, T, so that's okay. T is just saying there she grew up in the Rangers area, so I'll forgive anyone their poor taste in sport. And anyway, besides, my number one sport is GAA is hurling anyway, so I'm not too fussed about these foreign lads. Don't know how to kick a ball proper. Hey Brian, good morning Brian, thanks for joining me. Oh, geez Joe. So Joe wore glass from the age of 13 after falling in the swimming bath showers. Bloody heck, that's rough. What do I talk about? Oh yeah, a bit about myself. Oh, hi Hank, how are you? Thanks for joining me today. I'm nervous as hell, but do my best anyway to engage the brain, hooking up to my mouth. Yeah, a little bit about myself is I stumbled across this online community about a year or so ago where all I knew about Scientology is that they're a free personality test equals cult. That's all I really knew about them. Didn't know anything about the abuses. I just thought they were just conning gullible celebrities out of their hard-earned money. I didn't realize that they were selling courses, making people get themselves into credit card debt to pay for these stupid courses, nor the abuses that are going on. And I think most people here are the same. They don't realize what's going on with Scientology today. And then even if you try to tell them that oh yeah, that's America, sure, they've always been different. This is Ireland. So it's the same sort of thing as anywhere around the world. I think we have Matt has joined us there. Hi Matt, thanks for joining me. I've forgotten, what was I saying? Oh yes, about me stumbling into this online space. Apologies there, my brain has given up on me. It's gone on a holiday. Fair enough, let's just soldier on anyway. Yeah, I did. About 3 years ago, I came across a pre-recorded video on YouTube. It was a Mexican guy saying that he'd lost his wife and family because he got himself into credit card debt, had to remortgage the house, lost the house to pay for courses. And at the time, in my ignorance and based on how little I knew about Scientology, I thought, this is fucking bullshit. This is so outlandish it couldn't possibly be true. Now I know that that's only the tip of the iceberg with the shenanigans that they do. So that's why I started following this space and I started supporting some of the protesters out there doing the boots on the ground work. And the likes of Miriam and T, that not only do they do boots on the ground, they do a lot of work behind the scenes. And they produce high quality videos spreading awareness of the abuses and helping to stop their abuses. Like if you want to sing at the moon, be my guest. As long as you're not forcing every other sod to be listening and singing at the moon, I don't care what you do. But please wear clothes if you are going to be singing at the moon. Hey Fluffer, good afternoon. I've forgotten my trail of thought again. Oh fuck. I'm doing great. I'll just keep telling myself that, don't worry. Hi Antics. Thanks for joining me. Hi Haggis. Thank you very much all for joining me, and just bear with me. I haven't yet progressed to novice level at this YouTube thing. I'm still very much at what would be before novice. And what I reckon I'm one step above Beck and Aegis stage, but below novice. So what would that be? We'll come back to that. But anyways, I'll just carry on talking to myself and just try and convince myself there's people listening. Oh, this is strange. What did I talk about? How I stumbled into the space and started supporting some wonderful people. And maybe we'll just skip over a few bits and say, yeah. And I do very often talk to myself as well, Brian, but my rule is never to have an argument with myself because I think that would end disastrously. Oh yes, we have a fantastic group of feckers in here today, which coming from an Irish person, that's the ultimate compliment we could give you. I wouldn't even talk to my puppies. Oh no, Jesus, they're the worst critics in the world, Brian. Jesus. No, at best I talk to a teddy bear that can't answer back. Oh, he loves my accent. That's good. But I hope you can understand me okay. Well, it's good that you can hear me anyway, and I haven't been talking to myself here. I do enough of that as it is every day. Yeah, so I've been following people for the last year. I'm watching the great work that a lot of people have been doing to spread their awarenesses of Scientology. And the goal is to stop new people from joining and getting sucked in, and to help those who want to leave. And just try and spread awareness that there are nice people out here. We're not all these suppressive, terrible beings that Scientology has been telling them we are. Yeah, so I'll skip over blah blah blah. March, I went over to Copenhagen to protest with our wonderful Miriam, or Viking warrior, and Kirby's mum, and a bunch of other wonderful folks. And that got me thinking that even though I'm not a natural at this, and speaking to people, I only do when I absolutely have to because I need to make a doctor's appointment, or I'm expected to talk at a work meeting, which I get paid for. Apart from that, I'd say feck all in my normal day to day. But I was inspired watching Miriam and the SP Shark and Kirby's mum with their lives and the way, and I just thought, you know what, fuck it. It doesn't matter if I make a complete and utter arse of it. I'm only failing if I don't try. So I said, you know what, I'll give it a laugh, see how I go. Because my reckoning is, if only I reach one extra person that no one else in the world has reached, I'll consider that an almighty success. Hi, Kirby's. Thanks for joining me today. What was I saying? Oh yes, about Copenhagen, and deciding then that I'd set up my own little baby channel to help spread the awareness of Scientology here and to document what they're doing and to see what is the most effective way here to fight against their abuses. And along the way, I'll share a little bit of Ireland with you guys. And Kirby's mom is a protesting since 2012 with the Anonymous guys. Very good. Yeah, so you probably know my channel, the pure fact that you're here now listening to me. Yeah, so I've only created my channel as a content channel, so to speak, in the last month. So I'm just slowly working my way through, building up a bit of content, finding my feet. And what do I want to talk about? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's a good point. T and Kirby's mum. Anonymous started a fantastic movement in the early 2010s when it was, and we're a new movement of independent people who are spreading their awareness around the world, and we're going to see it through to the end until the abuses are done and dusted. A lot of us have reached this point in our lives where we're saying, fuck you, we're not standing for abuses anymore, we've had enough. And that applies to everyone. That applies to the Harry Christeners. It even applies to every mom, dad, teacher, police officer, anyone out there that does abuses. We're having no more of it. Yeah, I've been out to the one. Yeah, so yeah, maybe I'll start to do that next. Yeah, we've three Scientology outlets here in Ireland. One of them is Narcanon Centre in Meath, which has never opened. They did a lot of shenanigans there to get planning permission to set up the centre. They sort of gave the illusion initially it was going to be a nursing home. But whatever way they kind of worded things on the planning permission, there was an appeal that went in, and that appeal failed to prevent them. So technically, they could open the centre, but so far there's been no sign of them opening the centre in Meath. So that's something we'll be keeping an eye on. But to be honest, nobody here wants Narcanon. We're all fully aware of the dangers of umpteen vitamins and hours upon hours in the sauna without drinking any water. Brown envelopes, you're right, Kirby's. For years, we probably still do. We had our brown envelope culture, where you give Mr. Mac brown envelope of a couple of 100,000, and he'd put a stamp on whatever planning permission you wanted. So that was very common. It's not so much now. There's more scrutiny on it. That's not to say it doesn't go on. They've just gotten more clever about it. That's an excellent point, Miriam, that for Anonymous had to hide their faces, and Scientology were coming out with numbers showing themselves to try to intimidate Anonymous. Now it's the other way around. You can see here, I'm not afraid to show myself. And I say with most of us, we're not afraid to show ourselves. It's Scientology are the ones who are running away and hiding. They're afraid to be seen. We don't have anyone to stop it. Yeah, I'm not sure how many they have over here, T. I've read varying reports of it's between 150 and 250 staff, but that is people that they're flown in from all over Europe. You know, as Ireland is part of the EU, there's no problem with travelling with immigration and work visas and all that. So anyone that's eligible to live and work here, they have brought in from other European countries. Oh, they are. That's a good idea. I might print off a few pictures of myself and autograph them for them for their little picture books. That might be a good thing to do for them. Yeah, sort of reading chat. Not sure should I be reading chat out loud as well. Maybe I should. Anyway, I think I'll plow on what I'm doing. What did I want to talk? What was I talking about? Yeah, yeah, that's right, Haggis. It is and it isn't. You know, it does mean they're not illegally trafficking in people, which is a good thing. So people coming in with free movement within Europe, in theory, it shouldn't. They're not stuck here. It makes it that bit easier if they decide this is a scam. I'm out here for them to go back home. But that is something I'll be looking into over the coming months to try and work out who they do have working over here and under what circumstances and what we need to do to help them. Or even if we need to help them, if they've been in Scientology, say, for 30 plus years, I'm not sure there's much we can do until they realise themselves. Or maybe the approach is just to show them, look, this is what a normal person is like. We're nice and friendly. Come out and join us. If you don't like the circumstance you're living in, come and talk to us. There are a lot of Ukrainians here, but they have good English, so I'm not sure that they're actively being able to target the Ukrainians. Because the Ukrainians also have the right to work here, and a lot of them do work here. So I think it's more the ones they're targeting seems to be the immigrants from the likes of India, Pakistan, that don't have English as not the native tongue, and they don't. I have no idea. I guess that's something that I'll be looking into to try and work out what kind of staff is over here. I would assume, being in Norg, they have to have Sea Org here somewhere. I know they did have rented accommodation in Wicklow for a couple of hundred odd staff. Yeah, they're posting courses every week. They seem to have courses to come in and do a personality test, come in and do a mind control brainwashing course, whatever they call them. But I don't actually know, is there many people attending the courses? So that's something I'll be looking into and trying to work out when is the best time to pop up over there and see what's going on, to document the goings on over in Firhouse. Yeah, I suspect. Yeah, I suspect Kirby's are not very well attended, but that's something. Yeah, that's something to be looking into. And they do the online courses. Yeah, which is pretty much everywhere nowadays. A lot of things are done online. What did I want to talk about now? Yeah, we mentioned Narcanon. The place in Firhouse, which is our Church of Scientology and Community Centre. Well, community centre is just a word. it doesn't really mean anything, because like anyone can call their place a church. It doesn't need to be an authentic religion. So it's just words. But I did put in the word community centre. I'm not sure did it really help them to open the. It didn't. It had no impact in helping them to open the building, because where they opened in Firhouse, that was already designated for religious worship, which is how they managed to build their culty church there. I don't have any CR here in Perth, not maybe 6 months or so. Yeah, I'd imagine though. Actually, that is true. Maybe because there'd be loads of Sea Orgs living in the UK, so maybe they just fly them over when they need to. Yeah, so T is asking, is anyone allowed to go to the musical events? Can you just turn up? No, you'd have to. They advertise all their events on eventbrite.ie, so you'd have to pre-book. And most of the events are not free. That they rent out their space to people to play there. So for charities and the schools, they rent the space free of charge, and then to others, then they'll give them a low fee to host their events there. So there are some sort of what I call obscure musical events that they do host there. What they're yes, Haggis. It's Haggis says, but that represents that they're open to the whole community, but you're not. Yeah, and that is the same as everyone is welcome except for you, and you. So it's the same sort of thing. Yeah, so Miriam is saying that they have to have some CRG in Ireland, she thinks. Yeah, possibly, but that's something to try and see, can we work out what they do have here. I'm not quite sure how we go about that, but sure, we'll give it a try anyway. Yeah, they do. Yeah, I guess they do have certain rules with criteria where they have a soccer pitch that they have open to the local area for the kids to play soccer matches, and they're heavily involved in the Irish music scene as well, where they'll host for free of charge a lot of the Irish dancing competitions and that kind of thing. So that's sort of how they loosely get around. That's sort of how they loosely get around calling themselves a community centre. Yeah, I guess that is worth an avenue of trying to reaching out to Eventbrite.ie. That is true. That's worth trying to do. Not sure it'd make a difference because they're just an online entity, and I don't think they particularly care who advertises there. But it's certainly worth investigating. Someone bring me a cup of coffee. Oh yes, please. If someone is bringing Antics a cup of coffee, I'd have one too, please. Thanks very much. That is something we'll look into, I guess. Of investigating into Eventbrite and see if there's something we can do. What do you do to get someone pulled from using their portal for advertising? What do I want to talk about now? Yeah, so they also have loosely what I call a head office in Dublin City. That seems to be it's more of a corporate type thing, like corporate businesses will have a head office situated somewhere. So that's what they have in Dublin City. It's in an old, lovely Georgian building dating back to something like the 1700s. They seem to run a certain amount of events there as well. One of which they're running this evening that's been called Mafia games, which seems to be the same premise as the werewolf games. Instead of a werewolf killing villagers, it's the Mafia killing people. But that one is, I'm not sure, is it a third party that's running the event? It sort of looks like it's a third party. I'll just share my screen. Do I know how to share a screen? Let me see. Can I share my screen? Hang on. Share screen. Okay, so I think I'm sharing my screen there. There's a sec. I don't think I am. Bear with me a second there. Hang on. Now maybe I am sharing my screen. Or maybe not. Can you see my screen there that I'm showing the Mafia games there? I am, I think. Let me use my iPad to keep an eye on chat. Cool. Yeah, so there you can see Fortuna clubs. I don't know if that's the people who are running it. The Mafia games there this evening in Dublin. Why can't I want to scroll down for me. Blaming Nora. Blaming nuisance. Yeah, it's exit out of full screen. Maybe we just do it the hard way. Maybe with some magic I'll work out the proper way to do it. But, okay, so I think I'm sharing my screen again. Maybe not. I don't know what I'm doing here whatsoever. Okay, it says I'm sharing, but I'm not sure that I am sharing. bugger it. Yeah, I'm not sharing there at all. Oh, I don't know what magic I did to share the first time. Bugger it. Okay, not to worry, not to worry. They don't give that much. Let me see. This is a nuisance, 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 nuisance. Don't think that's sharing either. Hang on. Share, blah, blah, blah. Ugh, I give up, I give up, I give up. I admit failure. Not to worry, not to worry. We'll work out how to use these blasted things. Yeah, so that's the event happening tonight. It's €25 a ticket. I'm not sure if they've time are we now have to. They're going to be selling them for another 2 hours. But since I've been checking last week and now, there's still 25 tickets remaining. So I don't know if that means they haven't sold any tickets. Miriam was saying, can't get everything perfect the first time. And I'd be thinking, you can never get everything perfect anytime. The best you can hope for is something's work. Well, I would consider I accidentally did the screen share because I've no idea how to. I've no idea how to replicate whatever I did last time. Yeah, I wasn't planning on going on the cover because I'm not paying $25 to get in. So I'm just going to have a look, see from the outside, see what's going on. If the door is open, I'll pop my head in and see if there's anyone there. We'll have a chat with me. Hey, Mona. Good morning. You've probably noticed I'm attempting to do somewhat of a live here and trying to progress to the novice stage of YouTube. What did I want to talk about? Yeah, I honestly don't know, Adrian. So that's why I'm going to pop in there this evening, and I'm going to document what I can from the roadside. I don't think it is I'm not terribly sure if it is a Scientology event or not, because it kind of looks that bit different on Eventbrite than the Scientology specific events, and it does say on it that is it does have on it Fortuna Club on it. So I don't know if that is the guys if that's a third party that's running it. But it does seem to be a thing that people play here, the Mafia game, sort of like the werewolves games that you've seen being played by some people online. Because I did find there are groups of people that do meet up every once a week in a proper setup, like in a pub, in a function room in a pub to play werewolf or Mafia games. And they seem to be free of charge to anyone who wants to pop in. Yeah, I suspect I have, Adrian. So I'll pop along tonight and see what I can see. I'm certainly not paying $25 to go in. Now, it could well be your front desk to get you in and you spend, because the event is scheduled for, I think, 3 hours. Which I can't see a game. I can't see a game taking 3 hours. Yeah, it's the last 3 hours, so I can't see a game taking 3 hours to play. I would have thought 2 hours max. So maybe there's you do a personality test first, maybe, and the guys have to work out if you're a Mafia or you're a normal citizen. Maybe that's the angle that they play. Who knows? Oh, way to happiness, yeah. For those that have been on, unfortunately, on a live, they'll give them a free way to happiness booklet. No doubt they'll be showing them their fantastic bookshop and saying at a discounted price, here's Dianetics for $40, way to happiness for 20 or whatever. No doubt there'll be a 10-20% off voucher there for anything you want to purchase in their gift shop, maybe, yeah. Now, is there anything else worth talking about? What I was thinking we could do is to suppress people. Would it? Yeah, but how would that work? Would that be also zapping the suppresses people? It'd be also being the Mafia, and the normal citizens are the suppresses people. Then I wonder. No, it'd be from their viewpoint to be the other way around. That'd be tricky, though. Have to think about that one. Who would be who? Because you couldn't have the suppressive people being the Mafia. So they'd be outnumbered by 1,000,000,000 to 1. There's not enough Scientologists go around to be the normal citizens. Yeah, what I was church cartel, yeah. Well, it was Amy who did say they are. What was it she said about them being the Mafia also or something? So they are the Mafia cartel, all right. I'm not sure if there's anything else I want to talk about. Unless chat have any ideas. Because I can't work out how to share my screen. I've loads of little tabs open of stuff I was going to share with you guys, but I can't work out this bloody thing. But not to worry. I'd have to watch a few YouTube tutorials to work this stuff out. Yeah, I thought that's what I did do, Joe. Event. I thought that's what I did do. But hang on, maybe we'll try it. Let's see. Okay, why not? Why not? Why not? Okay, so that says sharing. So I don't know, am I sharing my screen now, do you think? Hang on. Oh, I'm missing something. Jesus Christ. Apologies, my French is bad. Yeah. I'm too embarrassed to say what I was doing wrong. Too embarrassed. Anyways, I'll pretend this was all planned. Put me glasses. 420. Yeah, so this is an event I found out of a normal Mafia games that people play, that these guys seem to meet up once a week and they play here in a normal pub, which is what you would expect. Which is what you expect to see, and not being played in a old pokey Scientology type building. And they do. This is what puzzled me about Eventbrite. It didn't explain what the game was about, but you can see here these guys do. They break down exactly how the game works and how it's played. Seems to be quite popular. Mafia game is played all around the world. 50 countries, over 15,000 people take part regularly worldwide. That's probably more than we have of active Scientologists attending courses. So it's pretty popular there. So no wonder they'd be trying to use it as a marketing tool for themselves to sell a few books and whatnot. Hi 420 Audits, thanks for joining me. Oh, thanks Joe for sharing the live. If you see me looking down, I'm looking down at my iPad to keep an eye on chat. Although Joe and Miriam there have wrenches, so they'll be very quick to wield it if anyone misbehaves. Oh yes, I probably should do some housekeeping and just say thanks everyone for joining me. And if you haven't already, if you wouldn't mind tickling the like into submission, subscribing and sharing and commenting would be absolutely fantastic. That is assuming you like what you see. And if you don't, well, keep watching. Maybe you will. Maybe you will. There'll be something for everybody eventually. There's some sort of doggy argument going on outside. 3 different types of dogs are having a bit of a burble. Never mind. Antics, you're always good. If I seen Antics misbehaving, I'd be 100% sure it was someone masquerading as Antics and not Antics herself. Mind you, do we even know that Antics is a female? That's a good point. That's something for me to ponder on later. Hi, Ophelia. Thanks for joining me. I take off them glasses. I don't think I need them at this particular moment in time. Oh, suppressive. Oh, no. There's no suppressive people here. SP, this is where Scientology have a misunderstood word. SP stands for supportive people. We're supportive people here, not suppressive. Good morning, Amy. Thanks for joining me. Yes, we have a lot of lovely chatters today, and thanks everyone for joining me. What do we want to do? Are we done? Might have a sip of coffee. Maybe that always helps. It's my sleep. Oh yes, I know the feeling, Amy. I rarely wake up feeling refreshed. I always wake up feeling different degrees of shattered. Safe people, I like that too. Yeah, that's a good one. Safe. Maybe we're SSP. We're safe, supportive people. So they're missing an S in there as well as having mistranslated it. Did we want to cover anything else? Oh yes, we did. We did. One other thing I did want to cover is they did have an event out there last night. You heard of Fiona O'Leary? I haven't. T. Who's Fiona O'Leary? Might write that down. Or if I have, I've forgotten. Which I have forgotten 99% of what I did once know, so that's a possibility, all right. Yeah, they had an event out there in Firhouse last night to do with some said we are special. Oh, special people. Yes, we are special people. So maybe there's another S there. So we're safe, supportive, special people. So there's 3 S's. So it's SSSP is what we are. SSSP. Oh, that might be an idea for a t-shirt. I like that. Why have I got all these tabs open? See. Let me see, can I work out how to share a different tab? So, Hi, Kiara. Thank you for joining me. I hope you can understand me okay. Which screen did we want? This one, yeah. This one. That one. Bear with me a second there. I'm just going to close down some of these tabs because I am as I spend my day in a constant state of confusion, so let's just simplify things. Close down all these tabs. Right, now that's better. Now I know where I am. Share screen. This one. Share screen. Yeah, so this is an event they had out in the Church of Scientology mosque in Firhouse last night. Well, some sort of event for Apūrva Hindu temple and cultural center thing. I don't know if this is an authentic religion or is it a cult or a lot. I don't know anything about the Hindu religion, so I can't. I'd be concerned in that the Hare Krishnas appear to be a happy singing and dancing religious group for years, but we now know that they do a lot of shocking abuses. I'm not presenting the screen because I forgot I have to click this button here. So new that's better, I think. What was I saying? Oh yes, this is an event they had at the Church of Scientology there last night to do with the launch of this Hindu temple. It seems to be something that these guys have been looking for about the last 10 years here, that they're looking for a place to worship. But it seems to be there are Hare Krishnas around here as well. There seems to be every bloody thing around here. Particularly around me, I seem to be the mecca for every single cult going. Apart from the Church of Scientology, it's way over the other far of Dublin for me, which is a blessing and a curse, because that it means when I want to go over there to document, it's a nightmare. I have to go into Dublin city first and then out. And when you're relying on buses, that's a nightmare. The larger cities, yeah. That's probably why there's so many cults around, because we are obviously capital of Ireland. We are a big city. Sharing allegiances with other religions. Yeah. These guys here. They do have, there's land in Firhouse in Dublin 16 that have been designated as a religious zone. And there seem to be these guys and a few other guys who were looking to build there. And they've had, it's gone through the planning permission stages where they got approved earlier this year that they've been greenlit that they can build. I'll see if I can find that document and present it. That one, present. This one, I think. Am I presenting? And then I have to clicky this. And I think I'm presenting there. And can you guys see that okay there? Oh, this is a nuisance. How do I maybe exit full screen? Okay, can you read okay, or do I need to make the writing bigger? Yeah, so this is land in Dublin 15 and Firhouse. And you'll see there where that purple square is, that's about something like, I think, 3.7 hectares of land that's been designated and approved for religious use. And we'll just scroll down here. There seems to be a bunch of, there are these Apūrva guys looking to build the Indian Hindu center for a place to worship and for whatever else they do in these places. You also have, there's an Indian Catholic church that wants to build there. And there's, the heck are these guys? Some sort of Pentecostal church wants to build there as well. And then we have, there's a Muslim church wants to build there as well. So that's 4 different entities that are building there. So it's going to be a mecca of all sorts of religions. So I can only assume that these are authentic religions and they're not cults. But then how would you know these days are sects? But apparently there does seem to be a need. There does seem to be a need, particularly for the Indian community here, for places of their own nominations. So I don't know if you're aware that over the last 5 or 10 years, we have an increasingly more of a larger Indian population living and working over here and settling here permanently, or at least permanently until their children are grown and then they go back to India. That seems to be the childcare and healthcare benefits over here seem to be better for Indians of with children of pre and school going years and what they get back home. Plus over here, if they save up the money, it's worth 1 billion times more than back home. They can live like a king. That is a good, yes, exactly, 420 audits. The new religious centres, when they open them, it will be like a retail park of religious outlets. Take your pick. Yeah, Pentecostal is one of them, which I'm not going to give my own opinions on it because, and I'd 100% agree there too with that. I'm not going to judge. There is a lot of cults here, Kirby's, and there's a lot of authentic religions as well. But then it's how do you define authentic religion? Because to be honest, I don't see why we need all these new religions. Like, for fuck's sake, we have hundreds of old religions that have been around for centuries. You know, why do we need more religions? That's my view on it. But anyway, well, I guess you can believe what you want. It's not the belief system that we're objecting to, it's the abuses that are going on. And unfortunately, it seems to be wherever there's a group of people seems to have the potential for abuses. Thanks to you, Joe, for asking everyone to kindly hit the like. Why don't I stop sharing my screen? Maybe, yeah, stop sharing my screen. Yeah, I think we're done with that document, aren't we? Yeah, I think so. I'll stop sharing the screen there. Hi, David. Thanks for joining me this morning. I'll present one more document if I can. Oh, I lost myself again. Hang on. Bear with me there. Bear with me. Technical difficulties here. Then oh, this is the bio. Am I presenting? No. It's the same. Flipping Nora. This is where I badly need a 2-year-old to show me how to use this thing. 2-year-olds are the experts. They know how to work out new technology. Maybe if I make life easier for myself and close down all these tabs. And now I should make it easier. Share. I'm going to do. Hope you can see that there. Oh, hang on, I'm stuck. Hang on, back out to full screen. Hope you can see that there. Okay. What was the? Okay, T. Good night, and hug the little mate for me. Pleasant dreams. Share is up. Yeah, so this is a letter from the Apr Review Centre, dated that's the 10th of March, saying that the Fingal County Council has approved the plan and permission of the 2.78 acres at Tyrrellstown, which has been zoned for the religious centres to go in. So that's their only recent, which is probably why they had the fundraising event last night in Scientology. Now, from the looks of it, Kirby's was out there and did a live stream. It didn't look like there was very many in attendance at all. And I don't know if they're legit or not. They are registered as a charity. So they are registered there. They do have registered as a charity number. And they do have a website and everything else there. I lost my train of thought. No, I think that's not much else using that. Just we will share this one. Yes, I think I'm sharing this screen to you. This is a post on their own Facebook website where they were advertising last night's event. So it's long enough. It's from 5:30, welcome, cultural performance, visions for the future, 7:15, fundraising, call for action. So I presume the buckets was sent around for people to empty their pockets. Wonder, can we see any more? It's Instagram, Eventbrite. Or do I need to log in? I don't want to log in. 6 days ago. Claim another. Go away. Yeah. Yeah, that's their Facebook page. I'm not logging into Facebook. I'll stop presenting. Yes, I guess so. I guess it is a form of safe pointing, all right, yeah. They all form these alliances together. And Kerry, I don't think it was. Kirby's was out there last night, and there wasn't much sign of people attending it. And based on the few pictures I could find online that these guys have shared themselves, it looked very much like they only showed little tiny bits of the room that they're in, and you could see a lot of empty seats. So it sounds very much like it wasn't well attended. But that is something I'm going to try and reach out to people I know in the Indian community and try and subtly ask them what's the crack with these guys, are they legit or not? And we'll see, we'll go from there. I'm kind of conscious of the fact of being sensitive, because I honestly don't know anything about Hinduism or to how you'd recognize an authentic religion or not. So I'll probably take the default stance that they are authentic and work from there, sort of thing. I think I'm all out of my incoherent ramblings. I hope you were able to understand me okay and I wasn't too all over the place. And y'all can understand my accent okay. So I don't know if anyone has any questions or anything they want to ask, or if we'll maybe just leave it here. But I'll do another live later this evening. I'm going to head into accent. Oh, flip's sake, man. I don't have a lovely face, so that's probably why. Oh, Jesus Christ. What have I done? No. Oh. Okay, I think I'm back. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to blame the fairies for messing with my settings, because I don't know what the heck. Yeah, thanks very much, Adrian, but I can't guarantee things will get any better. I think this might be as good as they get, but sure, we'll see. It'll be interesting finding out, do I work out this stuff or not. I know them damn fairies, and I still have my nail clippers, I'm happy to report. Ever since I attached a fancy little bit of string to them, they haven't managed to drag them away. Turn the price. Okay, so 420 odds, it's saying that to rent out the space in Scientology and Firhouse, it's a third of the price of the Talent basketball arena for kids' competitions. Yeah, that would be all the incentive they need. It comes down to money after all. And most of the schools and the kid events here, they wouldn't have that much money. It'd be mostly funded by the parents. Put out fairy food. I'm partial to fairy food. That's the problem I get. So I'll have a Scot before they get a chance to see it. Maybe I have some fairy blood in me. Maybe that's it. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, fairy cakes. I never did like fairy cakes. They're too small. I like the proper cakes full of fruit and nuts and seeds in them. proper man-sized meaty, I suppose human size you call it. We can't call things man-sized anymore. Isn't that the trouble Yorkie bar get onto? They can't say man-sized, it's human-sized. Did I say, can't remember. Did I say hello to you, Catty? I can't remember if we did or not. But here anyway, Catty deserves 2 or 3 hellos. She's a fantastic person, very supportive of us all. So Catty slept in, so that's good. Catty should be nicely refreshed. Walnut and carrot cake, now you're talking, Joe. Walnut and carrot cake is one of my, I'll have to start cooking that again. I used to bake walnut and carrot cake many years ago, where I used a quarter of the amount of sugar that was in the recipe. I used extra carrot. I used cranberries, all the seeds I could find, and walnut and almonds in it. So it was action-packed. It was actually rather healthy. I might do that again. See, can I ever get back to the nice athletic figure I used to have back in the day when I used to do my long distance running? Oh, I'm back. Better like some banana cake. I do like banana bread when someone else makes it. I wonder, could you do a walnut, carrot and banana cake combined? The banana has sweetness in it too. That might be an idea. Why can't you do an all-in-one? That's what I'm going to try, an all-in-one cake. Oh, cupcakes. Because I don't like cupcakes either, so that would explain why. But the cupcakes are different. Fairy cakes is just a cake with a little bit of icing on top. The cupcakes is full, it's a little tiny bit of cake, and layers upon layers of all sorts of horrible icing. No offense to anyone that likes cupcakes, but I just don't. I prefer, give me more substance, give me more cake and less of the sugary stuff that does nothing for you except empty calories that just go straight to your hips, as they say. What did they say? A moment on the lips, a lifetime on the hips. Let's have another sip of coffee. And I think maybe hang on, I've been behind in chat. What am I doing here at all? Jesus Christ almighty. I seem to have gone backward. I started the day knowing more about YouTube than I did. I know even less now. Ah, jeez. Ah, Jesus. Triple chocolate fudge. I'm not a much of a chocolate cake person, unless it's a nice layer of chocolate on top. I'm not a fan of chocolate being in the cake. Cake has to be just your normal Madeira mixture. Yeah, cake less icing. Yeah, when I make my carrot cake, I don't bother with any icing because that's wasted calories. Oh yes, you can see Rudolph. And there this fella, we have this nice little happy fella. I rescued this little fella from the bargain basement bin in Lidl. Nobody wanted him, so I got him half price to give him a home, because every teddy bear deserves a home. Cream cheese frosting on a carrot cake. Yeah, I don't bother. I don't bother with the frosting on the carrot cake. I just prefer just the normal cake itself. What are we blaming haggis for? Oh, because we're talking about food. I'm actually getting hungry. Go for the healthy option now. Strawberries and fresh cream, I think. Cake without cream cheese frosting. Sacrilege. Ah, yes. Ah, yes, but you have to bear in mind, Mona, I used to be an athlete. I used to do a lot of long distance running and I ran a few marathons in my time. So it's like this. As someone once explained to me, you don't run a Ferrari on dirty petrol. Water stuffed animals. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I understand that, Amy. Yeah. I always had, yeah. My best friend growing up was a teddy bear. The only one who would listen to me prattle on endlessly about talking rubbish, who wouldn't be laughing back at my face. Oh, your son had loads of teddy bears too, stuffed animals. Interesting. I would have thought boys would have been all them horrible, what do they call them, the mastic fucking cars and things that you walk on and you're limping for a week after. Yes, the Madeira cake. I love the basic Madeira cake. And then whack in all the seeds, multi seeds, and all the nuts you can find have action packed. Yeah, I agree with you there. Antics icing is just too sweet and you don't need it. If I wanted sweetness, sure, I just help myself to a bag of sugar and work from there. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah, throwing things out. There are boxes upon boxes of crap in my living room. Every time I go to sort them out, I end up having so little stuff to end up that I can safely throw out, and the rest of it I'm just looking and trying to work out. I've no idea what half of this stuff is, but I only keep it for fear that maybe I might one day realise, oh shit, that's something I need. But I am very tempted just to take all my boxes, dump them in the skip, and say, bugger that. If ever I find I'm missing something, buy a new one. I think we all. Yeah. Sure, who doesn't love our stuffed animal? Exactly. They have souls too. They're living creatures. Hi Rox, thanks for joining me. That reminds me of a funny story, Antics. It's something my little brother used to do. My mom used to make us chocolate cake where it'd be the normal Madeira cake with a chocolate coating on top of it and down the sides. My brother Jim used to get into it and he'd lick off all the chocolate and just leave the cake behind. Oh wow, Cathy. 60 years. You are a good mama bear. You're looking after your animals very well. That is impressive. 60 years. Just have one of my recommended sips in the day. Stay hydrated is what they say. David did some wine testing yesterday and bought me some wine. I don't drink it every day or every week. Yeah, I'm the same. True antics. Catty is only 38. Oh, her great grandmother must have been handed her down some of her toys. So I think I'm back now. It's briefly frozen. I'm back. Cool. Thanks, Joe. Cool. Yeah. Now do rest up, antics. Yeah. Look after yourself there. Do what you need to do. Plenty of rest. Oh wow, you still have a catty. And you had it when you were almost 5 and it's still today. That's impressive. That shows what a good human you are. You look after your animals well. Just do a quick. Looks like it's finally stopped raining here, which is good. It was raining all day yesterday and most of today. And it looks like finally the rain is all gone. Sky is dry. That's good. Yeah, we're gonna say hello to lovely Rocks. Rocks is one of the best mods in the business, herself and Jojo. I think I might be all cream crackered now, all out of ideas of what to ramble on about. So I think I might leave it here and thank everyone for joining me today. And if you haven't already, if you would be so good to, what's the basics we say? If you'd be so good to tickle the like into submission. And if you haven't already, share it to my, I won't call it a wonderful channel. It's a baby channel that will slowly grow over time. And you're always agreeing with me. Rox is an awesome mod. She certainly is. And I will be, yes, I will be. I'll be joining Antics knitting stream later to prove that I have indeed been knitting, and I haven't been doing something else under the guise of knitting. Thanks very much, David. I feel like I'm making a hames of what I'm doing here, but anyway, well, mosey on, anyways. It's an Irish trait. We see no reason not to let lack of talent to get in our way. That will just motor on anyway. Give it a lash, as they say. And I can't either, Joe. Yeah, I have to say I have made quite a few mistakes as I've gone along, and have had to reverse back quite a few rows. But anyway, that's the joys of knitting. And that is how you learn antics. And particularly when I took a 20-something year break, I had found that I had forgotten quite a few things. But sure, look, that's how you learn exactly. Well, I certainly do. I certainly feel like I spend my life learning the hard way. But sure, you know what? It's only a failure if you don't learn from it. So thank you everyone for joining me, and I'm going to say have a good one. Thank you all. Have I ended?